As a child, I remember the Barbie doll being basically the only toy that girls would play with because it was a very iconic toy that was advertised everywhere. But when I was growing up, I mainly played with my Hot Wheels cars. But even though I wasn't really shown many Barbie related things, I did have one Barbie doll that I really did enjoy playing with. I also had a few off-brand dolls, 2 Bratz dolls, and of course a Ken doll, of which I really used to love playing with. So obviously, as did many people, I decided to go watch the new Barbie movie as soon as I could. But after it was finished, I started to question why she had such an impactful part of our childhood and why the colour pink was so heavily associated with her. So why do girls love pink, and why does the Barbie doll have such a heavy impact on everyone? Let's investigate. So let's start with the birth and the history of Barbie. It all began in 1959 when Ruth Handler, co-founder of Mattel, introduced the world to Barbie. Ruth was inspired by her daughter's imaginative play and created a revolutionary doll named after her daughter that broke traditional stereotypes. Barbie became a symbol of empowerment for girls with her fashionable clothes and various careers. Ruth stated that she was inspired to design a 3-dimensional adult body doll after observing her daughter Barbara playing with paper dolls and pretending that they were adults. Because at that time, most dolls that were available were only baby dolls. And Ruth saw an opportunity to introduce a fashion doll that represented the aspirations and dreams of young girls. So on March 9th, 1959, Barbie made her official debut at the American International Toy Fair in New York City. She was introduced as a fashion teenage model and wore a black and white swimsuit, pearl earrings, and high-heeled shoes, which is what the amazing Margot Robbie also wears in the opening scenes of the movie. At this time, Barbie's appearance was revolutionary for the era as she had a mature figure and various fashionable outfits. In the early 1960s, Barbie's popularity soared and she became a cultural phenomenon. The brand Mattel expanded Barbie's wardrobe with various outfits, accessories, and playsets, allowing children to immerse themselves in Barbie's world. Then, to enrich Barbie's world, Barbie's boyfriend Ken was introduced in 1961. What I found interesting is that the couple of Barbie and Ken was named after both of Ruth's children. But technically, the couple, Barbie and Ken, are based off of the siblings that Ruth had. But anyways, Mattel then later introduced her first friend Midge in 1963 and her little sister Skipper in 1964. Alan was later introduced as Ken's friend in 1964 and was also later on to be married to Midge in some timelines, which is kind of iconic having your best friends also be dating as well. Throughout the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, Barbie's image evolved to reflect a more diverse range of careers and interests. Barbie took on roles as doctors, astronauts, athletes, musicians, and more, which during that time really did shatter the gender norms girls had. Then, again over time, Barbie dolls were introduced in various ethnicities and represented different cultures, reflecting the brand's global appeal. But Mattel is an American-based company, meaning that Barbie became a symbol and icon of American cultures and values, while still having her impact felt in fashion, beauty, and entertainment industries worldwide. With the digital age taking the world by the storm in the 2000s, Barbie continued to stay relevant through online games, interactive websites, and social media. In the early 2000s, Mattel began producing a series of animated Barbie films, which were insanely well received among young children and Barbie enthusiasts. As of now, there are a total of 43 Barbie movies, beginning with Barbie and the Nutcracker in 2001, and of course, Barbie the movie coming out this year. In recent years, Barbie has embraced more diverse body types, skin tones, and hairstyles to promote inclusivity and body positivity. The brand has also emphasized the importance of self-expression, encouraging kids to play creatively and authentically. Over the years, Barbie's appearance has seen various changes to reflect contemporary beauty ideals, while she still maintains her iconic status. Barbie movies often emphasize positive messages such as friendship, kindness, courage, and believing in oneself. These values resonate with young audiences and contribute to the positive influence the Barbie movies have on children's development. Barbie movies provide a platform for her imaginative storytelling and encourage creativity in their young viewers. Many children are inspired to create their narratives and scenarios featuring Barbie and her friends. Barbie movies are known for their elaborative and stylish animation, showcasing beautiful gowns, outfits, and accessories. As a result, they have had an influence on children's fashion trends and even inspired real-life clothing collections and partnerships. And after doing the research on all the collabs that she had done with other brands, I was blown away by how many collections there were. And some of the partnerships include Dior x Barbie with the doll from 1995, a Cotton On x Barbie collab, Forever 21 x Barbie, Gap x Barbie, Barbie the Movie x NYX Cosmetics, Barbie by PacSun, Barbie x Zara, Barbie x Balmain, and Barbie x Superga. We have a few that I really didn't expect as well, like Barbie x Crocs, Barbie x Moon Oral Care, and even a Burger King x Barbie collab. But despite being primarily targeted at younger audiences, Barbie movies has maintained cultural relevance and nostalgia for older viewers who grew up with the iconic doll. The movie taps into a sense of nostalgia, reminding the older generations of their own experiences with Barbie, much like myself. Now let's dive into the captivating history of the colour pink. In the ancient world, pink pigments were derived from natural sources such as crushed berries or mollusk shells. But throughout history, pink wasn't always associated with femininity. Mainly it was seen as the colours were interchangeable gender-wise. However, different countries and views worldwide throughout history deemed that the value of colour was not always gender-based but also class-based. For instance, during the Renaissance era, the colour pink was used as the winning prize for horse racing, and during this time, as the colour pink was harder to produce, it became more of a staple for men as it was considered more elite. Whilst the colour blue, referring to ultramarine made by lapis lazuli, during the 15th century was considered to be representative of honour and virtue, which was shown on the Virgin Mary. The colours gender-wise, however, have had a long path also. Valerie Steele, the director of the Museum of Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, believes that the shift for blue being for boys and pink being for girls may have started in the 18th century. But here's where it kind of gets confusing. In 1918, there was an article called Pink and Blue that was published in the Infants Department Trade Journal, stating that the colour pink was mainly for boys as it was a stronger colour, and the colour blue was seen to be more dainty and elegant, thus being used for girls. So it seems as though this colour has switched between boys and girls quite a lot, but in present day it is mainly known for being more geared towards girls. As we've seen throughout history, Barbie's connection with the colour pink runs deep. Her signature pink wardrobe and accessories have been synonymous with her image. We'll explore how Barbie and the colour pink together have become cultural symbols, representing both progress and nostalgia. As she's always been seen in powerful positions as a woman wearing pink, it meant that the colour began to become more powerful in a professional environment. For instance, the movie Legally Blonde from 2001 had a woman in a male-dominated industry wearing pink. And funny enough, there is also a Legally Blonde Barbie doll as well. So from having Barbie wearing pink and being successful in her own world, it allowed for many generations growing up to feel the power that the colour of pink brought to them. So I hope you enjoyed my mini deep dive into the Barbie movie and the colour pink and how they sort of integrate together, as well as learning the history of the colour pink and its effect on society. Even though I wasn't really into Barbie that much when I was growing up, I still really value her effect on society as a whole. And of course, if you haven't already, go watch the new Barbie movie. It's still in cinemas currently as I speak now, and it is definitely something interesting that I would recommend watching. And if you're worried that it's going to be like mainly children, when I was there was pretty much like only adults. There was like not a lot of kids that I could see. I could hear like lots of adults talking around me. So go wear some pink and go and watch the movie. Thank you so much for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you next week.